Getting the church cleaned for tomorrow. This is going to be the kids' room. And Eliana is loving helping hold the dustpan. Yeah, are you a helper, Eliana? Eliana. Okay, we've got class ready for kids tomorrow. And we've got the big room ready for adults tomorrow.
6:30 on a Sunday morning and getting hot chocolate ready to take to our first church service.
We have breakfast burritos on the road on the way to church. It is 9 a.m. We just got to the church. We got all of this set up last night. And I think I'm going to reorganize the kids group. It's such a small building that I want to have the kids over there on the edge as far away from where the adults are going to learn so that we can try to keep the noise level controllable. I'm going to get ready to make some coffee. And I'm going to tell you guys about our journey that it's been planting this church so far. Okay, gonna get the coffee set, but I wanted to tell you guys how it's gone since we first started planting the church. So in January, we started church planting, and we started by having a kids club in the park nearby where we're currently at. And in February, we did Operation Christmas Child, Samaritan's Purse shoeboxes as like a startup outreach evangelism event to try to get more people from the neighborhood. It was going really well. We had about 100 kids on a weekly basis after OCC, after Operation Christmas Child, and we started doing the 12 weeks of discipleship. Well, 3 weeks after starting the 12 weeks of discipleship, the pandemic hit. And that threw everything. It changed our plans. It just made it a little bit more difficult to plan and to know where God was leading. Well, in March, we ended up going into lockdown, and it was a while. In June, the major lockdown had kind of subsided a little bit to where we were finally allowed to leave our houses. I spent about 70-ish days without stepping foot outside my house. That's how dangerous and strict it happened to be. And then in June, July-ish, we were finally able to go out. And so we started creating Bible study packets and taking them door to door. And we did door-to-door Bible study ministry with the kids in the neighborhood, but we didn't know where any of them lived from our previous group. So we just went door to door, cold calling anyone we saw on the street. We asked them if they wanted Bible lessons weekly, and they gave us their phone number or their address. And then every Saturday we took Bible studies, and it started with 4 or 5 kids that first week in June. And by the end of the year, we were up to about 20 different families. After about a year, we had over 100 kids and adults receiving weekly Bible studies. And we continued doing that weekly Bible studies until October of 2021, when the government here finally relaxed and started allowing groups to meet. So schools were starting to allow to meet. And so we said, as soon as the schools start, we're going to start back up in the park in person. And so we started back up in person in October of 2021. And we started with a kids group. And we had a good solid group of about 20 kids. In December of 2021, we did Christmas evangelism outreach party event, and ended up having 80 kids and teens. And that's when we realized that our kids and teens were very different, and that we needed to start to, I don't want to say cater to, but we needed to start to serve both age groups. We couldn't just have one group because it was such a different set of kids. To keep them together, we couldn't have those deep conversations that we needed to have with the teens while we were working with the kids. And so we noticed that in December of 2021. And in January of 2022, we finally split the two groups. So it was about a month later. We split into a kids group and a youth group that both meet on Saturdays. And then in February of 2022, we got to do OCC, Operation Christmas Child, again. And after doing OCC in February of 2022, we had a ton of parents interested. And we started meeting on Thursday nights to do what we call coffee and prayer. And we also do a Bible study with the parents on Thursday nights. And this, in kind of February, March, we did a practice run opening up the church on a Sunday morning. And we just realized that it was too soon. We were still making connections with the adults. We needed to have a good, solid group. So we decided to wait on Sunday services, but we continued meeting Saturdays with kids and youth and Thursdays with the adults. And we've been doing that since about March of this year. We've had those 3 groups meeting. And today, it is September 18th of 2022, and we are getting ready for our very first church service. Hopefully it goes well, and this will become a weekly service here at the church.